And welcome to another episode of the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast on Stables Media. Today is Sunday, August 15th, 2021. And we're sponsored by the Viget Sports mobile app where great bands cover. Sign up with a referral code STABLES. Download it from the Apple App Store and Google Play. My opening statement. Michigan State University is going to have another new athletic director. The Red Wings avoid arbitration with Jakub Vrana and Adam Erne. And the Tigers are going to keep Jonathan Schoop for another 2 years. Frank, what's your opening statement?
Well, my opening statement is there's going to be a change in administration in MSU athletics, and I'll get to who the main guy at the top of the list is, as well as the Iser plan continuing to do some work with avoiding arbitration with Jakub Vrana and Adam Erne, getting them re-signed and back in the fold, and the Tigers locking up a piece of their immediate future, and also bringing up a couple pieces who are going to be up here down the road later on.
All right. So let's get started. Bill Beekman steps down as athletic director of Michigan State University, and Alan Haller is backed by athletes to become its next athletic director. So this Bill Beekman stepping down, that was last 2 Thursdays ago. And then Alan Haller, the past Monday, we heard the news, being backed by athletes to become its next AD. So, Frank, you want to weigh in on any of this?
Well, I mean, Bill Beekman stepping down really wasn't that huge of a surprise to me, as he was pretty much just a placeholder after Mark Hollis had resigned in the wake of the Larry Nassar scandal. And for as much grief as Beekman caught for how he handled Mark D'Antonio stepping down, I think he deserves all the credit in the world for managing to get Mel Tucker to come coach the football team. So you have to give him his due for that. And as for who replaces him, Alan Haller is definitely at the top of the list for most current and former athletes. He's been in the athletic department administration for a long time. He served as the deputy athletic director under Beekman, so there's familiarity there, and he's definitely forward-thinking as well. So I'd say Haller's the guy, and it's just a matter of putting pen to paper before they make it official.
Mm-hmm. All right, so there we go. All right, so yeah. So yeah, not much to explain there, but yeah, of course. Trying to get this to post on Twitter again. So, all right. So the Red Wings avoid arbitration by signing forward Jakub Vrana to a 3-year, $15 million contract, and forward Adam Erne to a 2-year, $4.2 million contract. So Jakub Vrana and Adam Erne had come on strong the last 10 or 20 games of the previous regular season for the Red Wings, and now they were headed for arbitration, but the Red Wings, one by one, by each player, talked Jakub Vrana down. They talked Adam Erne down. They each came to a deal.
They absolutely did, and I think first and foremost, the Vrana signing, I think, was probably a little bit more than what the team was willing to pay. But again, if you want to keep good players around, you got to be willing to pay the money. So 3 years, $15 million total, I think is a good deal for him. He's definitely going to be a key piece of the Iser plan going forward. As for Adam Erne, I think he was probably the biggest surprise this year, given the fact that he was leading the team in goals scored until Vrana came along. I believe he finished second overall. Well, so you got him for another 2 years at a fairly team-friendly deal for the next couple seasons, and if need be, they can flip him at the deadline 2 years down the road. So that's just a couple more pieces of the Yzer plan that are set into place, and Steve's just continuing to do a great job. And I do have to make mention of our mutual friend Prashant Iyer, who some of his projections for some of the Red Wings signings, and he's actually been pretty darn close as to what they've been, just off by maybe a few $100,000. Just check out his Twitter page if you can at Iyer_Prashant.
Mm-hmm. I believe he still does his advanced analytics at The Athletic and Winging It in Motown, doesn't he?
You are correct.
All right. So, yeah, at Iyer_Prashant. Follow him on Twitter. So, yeah, still no word on Valtteri Filppula or Darren Helm.
Actually, Taylor, I do have an update regarding Darren Helm. He ended up signing a 1-year, $1 million deal with the Colorado Avalanche. As for Valtteri Filppula, there has not really been anything as far as I know. So unless he ends up going back to Finland or signing somewhere else in the NHL, I would say his days in Detroit are probably done.
Yeah, I would believe so. We'll still keep an eye on Filppula, but for Helm, just a 1 year, 1.1 million, or is it just 1 million with the Avs?
1 million with the Avalanche.
Just 1 million. Okay. All right. So that's Red Wings. The Tigers re-signed slugger and infielder Jonathan Schoop to a 2-year deal worth $15 million. So I just found that out. On the Spot Track app. So it's quite a bit of money Scope's going to get paid by Alavila and Chris Illich.
Well, yeah, they did give him a significant raise, but I also think that the plan going forward is for Schoop to kind of be that stopgap at second base until they have somebody ready or can sign somebody in free agency a couple years down the road. And I mean, the $15 million that they're giving them really isn't that bad of a deal, because in free agency, you're probably looking at paying somebody north of $20 million a season. I really don't know what the free agent market would have yielded in terms of second baseman, because I do know they're more concerned with signing a shortstop in the offseason, like Carlos Correa, and he's going to command a king's ransom as well. So I think this is a good deal for the Tigers in the short term, and a couple of years down the road when it's time to make a change, if they move on from Scope or if they decide to bring in one of their draft picks, only time will tell. But I'd say good in the short term right now.
All right, so Miguel Cabrera is still stuck on 499 career home runs, but he's climbed slowly but surely up to 2,951 hits, by the way. But he's 0 for like 7 or something like that. And yeah, we're aware of that slump because he's aging. He's already aging. He's 38 years old, from what I can tell from the Spot Track app. And it's probably going to be a long time before Cabrera reaches 500 and 3,000, those milestones. So,
well, truthfully, he could hit 500 pretty much at any at bat at this point in time. Getting the 3,000 hits, I'm not sure he reaches that this year. It would probably end up being next year if we're going to be more realistic. So the Tigers will be playing the Angels next is that a 3-game series or a 4-game series, Taylor?
Let me look at on the MLB at Bat mobile app. It is Tuesday through Thursday. It's got to be a 3-game series.
Yes,
from what I can tell.
So he'll have 3 opportunities, and I know there's some people saying, well, maybe he might hit it off of Shohei Ohtani, but correct me if I'm wrong on this. I did hear the Angels did have somebody go on the injured list, and it was probably Ohtani. So who knows what'll happen there? I think he'll have his chances.
Oh, right. But the focus is on Cabrera. I know Ohtani is one of the best right now, but I understand the comparison, Cabrera and Ohtani.
Yeah,
but
I just kind of thought he would probably be something if he ended up hitting it off him. But if he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
Yep. All right. So that was very short and sweet. So let's recap what we've learned in terms of what we talked about tonight. Frank, what did we learn?
Well, we'll start off with the Tigers. We've learned that Miguel Cabrera, even though his age is catching up with him, he's going to keep inching closer to reaching his milestones. And once he does, then who knows what he'll do, if he'll just keep going or if he'll hang it up. As for the Red Wings, we've learned that the Yzer plan is still continuing to unfold with getting key pieces re-signed, and other pieces have moved on from the previous regime. And as for Michigan State, the search for a new AD is probably going to begin and end with Alan Haller, who everybody seems to like and I think would be an excellent choice. And I'd like to dedicate tonight's episode to a good friend of mine who tragically lost his life last night, Trent Frudenberg, who played basketball and baseball at Blissfield High School. I called his name when he played baseball, and also served as a mentor to him when he was umpiring during the summer. And unfortunately, he's gone too soon, and our thoughts and our prayers are with his family and the Blissfield High School community.
All right. Yeah, well, sorry to hear about that. So what we've learned, Alan Haller, chances are he's going to be the next athletic director after Bill Beekman. The Red Wings, the Yzer plan is continuing to take effect, like you said. And the Tigers, I'm looking forward to the offseason. Besides Miguel Cabrera, he can reach his milestones anytime he can. But for the rest of the Tigers, it's on Al Avila and Chris Ilitch to start using their heads if they want to try to contend next year. So that's what we've learned. Frank, excellent job as always. We'll be back. I'll be back with Ed Smith at a night to be determined when he gets his power back. But and I'll keep everyone posted on social media about that. Until then, for Frank Vajcner, this is Taylor Phillips signing off. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DT2Phillips with 2 L's, and follow Frank Vajcner on Twitter and Instagram at Frank_Vajcner, VAJCNER, and follow the show on Twitter, Periscope, and Instagram at Michigan_Truth, and like it on Facebook as the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. Thanks very much for listening, watching, downloading, and sharing. And remember, the truth is out there. TTFN, Tata for now. Bon appetit. Power to the people. Hit them with a hind. We rest our case. Stay out of trouble.